What if everything you believe about confidence is wrong? What if confidence isn't something you're born with, but something you can build, no matter who you are or where you're starting from? Think about it. How many times have you looked at someone who seemed so sure of themselves, walking into a room, speaking up in a meeting, chasing their dreams, and thought, they're different, they have something I don't? That tiny voice in your head convinced you that confidence is for the lucky few, the gifted, the fearless. But here's the truth. That belief is the very thing holding you back. And if you stay with me, you'll discover the one shift that can change everything. Because the reward for breaking free of this lie is life-changing. The reward is this: the power to finally become the person you've always wanted to be. From the time we're kids, we're taught a myth. We're told that confidence is natural, that confident people were just born that way, that they're fearless by design, and so we wait. We wait for that magical feeling of certainty to hit us. We wait to feel ready before we take the risk, before we speak up, before we go after what we want. And as we wait, life keeps moving. Opportunities pass us by, and deep down, a quiet frustration builds. You see someone else take the chance you wanted. You watch others rise while you stay stuck, not because you aren't capable, but because you've been waiting for confidence to show up first. Here's what no one tells you. Confidence doesn't come first. Action does. Confidence isn't a trait, it's a skill you build through action, through trying, through failing, and trying again. Every confident person you've ever admired wasn't born that way. They became that way. They stepped up when they didn't feel ready. They spoke up when their voice trembled. They moved forward, even with fear sitting right beside them. And with every small act, they built proof they could handle hard things, proof they could trust themselves. That proof, that's what confidence is built on. Imagine for a moment if you stopped waiting. Imagine if today, right now, you decided to act, even in the smallest way. What would change? How would your life look if you no longer waited to feel confident before you moved? That's not just a dream. It's reality waiting for you to claim it. The people you admire, the ones who seem so confident, they feel fear too. They doubt themselves too. The only difference is they've learned to act anyway. They've learned that waiting for confidence is a trap. A trap that keeps you silent, that keeps you small, that keeps you from becoming who you are meant to be. The reason this matters so much is because confidence is the key to everything you want. The relationships you dream of, the career you crave, the goals that keep you up at night. None of them will come to you while you sit back and wait to feel ready. Because confidence is not the starting point. It's the result of stepping out of your comfort zone. The result of doing the thing that scares you, and every time you do, you build it, brick by brick, moment by moment, choice by choice. What you need to know is this: your brain is wired to protect you. It wants to keep you safe, comfortable, far from risk. That's why it tells you to wait. That's why it whispers you're not ready. That's why hesitation creeps in the moment you feel the urge to act. But that hesitation, it's the enemy of confidence. The longer you wait, the louder fear becomes, the stronger doubt grows, and before you know it, the moment is gone. But the good news is, you can change this. You can interrupt the cycle, you can choose to act before hesitation sets in, and when you do, you start to rewire your mind, you start to build the muscle of confidence. This isn't about making one big leap. It's about small, deliberate actions, saying yes to the opportunity, raising your hand when your heart is racing, starting the thing you've been putting off. Every small act of courage builds the foundation of confidence. And here's the most powerful part: confidence isn't something you need to chase anymore, because with every act it starts chasing you. It grows stronger with use. It becomes part of who you are. So ask yourself this: how much longer will you wait? How many more chances will you let pass? Today can be the day you stop believing the lie. Today can be the day you stop waiting for confidence and start creating it, because the life you want, it's on the other side of action. And you hold the key. Confidence is a skill, and starting now you can build it. You already have the power to build confidence, and the tool you need is simpler than you think. Every time you hesitate, every time you feel that pull to hold back, your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. It's trying to keep you safe. It's trying to protect you from risk, from embarrassment, from failure. But in doing that, it's keeping you small. It's keeping you locked inside a version of yourself that's far less than what you're capable of. And that's why you need something that breaks the pattern. Something that helps you move before doubt takes over, because the truth is, you don't need to feel confident to act. You need to act to feel confident. There's a moment, a tiny window, that opens when you feel the urge to do something that could change your life. Maybe it's speaking up. Maybe it's reaching out. Maybe it's starting that idea that's been living in your heart for years. That moment is everything, but it's small, it's fragile, and if you don't seize it, your brain will close it. Fear will slam the door, doubt will lock it. That's why you have to move fast, because action beats fear, always, and the fastest way to do that, count it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. It sounds simple. But that's the beauty of it. The simplicity is what makes it powerful. When you count down, you interrupt the autopilot that keeps you stuck. You take control back from the part of your mind that feeds on hesitation. You shift from thinking to doing, and that shift, that one small action can change everything, because when you move, when you act, you build evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that you can handle it. Evidence that you are braver than you believed, and that evidence stacks up. That evidence is the foundation of unshakable confidence. Every time you use this tool, you're proving to yourself that you are in control. Not fear, not doubt, not insecurity, you, and with each small act, you build a habit of action, a habit that says, I go for it, I don't wait, I don't hesitate, I move. And that habit, that's what separates the people who rise from the people who stay stuck. The people who build confidence don't wait for the right moment, they create it. They don't wait for the fear to disappear. They act while it's still there, and in doing so, they shrink fear's power over them. Think about how different your life could look if you used this every single day, if you stopped overthinking and started doing. How many moments have you missed because you hesitated? How many times have you talked yourself out of the very thing that could have changed everything? That ends now. The next time you feel the pull to act, don't wait. Don't overthink. Don't let fear win. Count it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go, because your future is waiting, and it's built one decision at a time. Confidence doesn't require huge leaps. It doesn't require you to change everything overnight. It's built in the small moments, the moments when no one is watching, the moments when it's just you and the choice in front of you. The choice to act or to hold back, the choice to believe in yourself or to let fear decide, the choice to move or to stay stuck. And every time you choose action, you choose growth, you choose strength. You choose to become the person you know you can be. The most powerful thing about this is that it's always within your reach. You don't need anything or anyone else to start building confidence. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the right conditions. You need only one thing, the decision to act and the courage to take that first small step. That first step rewires your brain. It tells your mind, I am in charge now. And with every step that follows, that message gets stronger. Until one day you look back and realize you're no longer waiting for confidence, you're living it, you've built it, you've become it. So the question isn't whether you can build confidence, the question is, will you choose to? Will you choose to stop waiting? Will you choose to stop letting fear make your decisions? Will you choose to start right now with one small action? Because that's how it begins. That's how it always begins. The smallest action, the tiniest step, the decision to move even when you don't feel ready, especially when you don't feel ready, that's where confidence is born. That's where your new life begins, and it's waiting for you to take that first step. Courage is what builds confidence, not the absence of fear, not the perfect moment, not waiting until you feel ready. Confidence grows from choosing courage again and again, especially when fear tries to convince you to sit back down. Every person who has achieved anything that mattered started without confidence. They started with courage. They started with the decision to act while their hands were shaking, while their heart was racing, while their mind screamed at them to turn back. And that decision, to step forward anyway, is what planted the seed of confidence, because confidence is never the starting point. It's the reward you earn for being brave. Fear will always show up. It's part of being human. It's your brain trying to protect you from uncertainty, but courage means you don't wait for fear to leave, you don't wait for it to shrink, you learn to carry it with you and move forward anyway. The magic happens when you realize that fear is not the enemy. Avoiding action is. The more you act in the presence of fear, the less control that fear has over you. The more you prove to yourself that you can do hard things, the more you become someone who trusts their own strength. And that trust, that's what real confidence feels like. It starts small, it always does. Maybe it's the courage to speak up when you usually stay silent. Maybe it's the courage to take the first step toward a dream that's lived only in your mind. Maybe it's the courage to be seen, to be heard, to risk failure. Whatever it is, that moment matters, because that small act of courage is how you start changing your story. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you create evidence that you are capable. You build the habit of action, and over time, that habit becomes who you are. A person who does not let fear decide. A person who moves forward anyway. A person who builds confidence through doing. You don't have to wait for a big moment to practice courage. The opportunity is already in front of you in the small decisions you make every single day. The decision to try, the decision to take that first uncomfortable step, the decision to keep going even when the voice of doubt is loud. Those decisions compound, they create momentum, and with momentum, confidence grows. With momentum, fear loses its grip. What once felt impossible starts to feel within reach, and what once felt terrifying begins to feel like the next natural step. There is no secret formula, no magic switch that will make you feel fearless. The real power is in the choice to act in spite of fear. That is where strength is built. That is where confidence is created. And the best part, it's always within your control. No one can give you courage. No one can hand you confidence. But no one can stop you from choosing it either. The choice is yours in every moment. In every decision, in every chance you get to step up and say yes to growth. The path to confidence is lined with moments that ask you to be brave, moments that ask you to believe in possibility instead of limitation, moments that challenge you to move before you feel ready, and every time you say yes to those moments, you move closer to becoming the strongest, boldest version of yourself, the version of you that no longer lets fear write the story. The version of you that creates the life you want through action, not hesitation. So when fear shows up, and it will remember this, courage is not about being fearless, it's about being willing to try. Willing to take the step, willing to act before you feel ready, because the truth is you will rarely feel ready, you will rarely feel confident before you start, but that's not the point. The point is to start anyway. To choose courage, even in the smallest ways, and to trust that confidence will meet you on the other side of action. Every confident person you see today was once standing where you are right now, wondering if they could do it, feeling the weight of fear, questioning whether they had what it takes. What made the difference is that they chose courage, and you can too. The power is already in you. The question is whether you will use it. Because confidence is not given, it is earned, one brave choice at a time, and you are capable of making that choice right now. Confidence is not built in a single leap. It's built in the small, unseen moments. The moments when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when it's just you and that quiet voice inside daring you to try. This is where confidence is forged, through the consistent, deliberate choices you make each day. Every time you choose to act instead of shrink back, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become, and those votes add up. They shape your identity. They build a foundation so strong that one day you will look in the mirror and see someone unrecognizable. Someone braver, someone stronger, someone who no longer waits for life to happen but makes it happen. The key is consistency. The small choices that feel insignificant in the moment are the very choices that change your life. The decision to speak up in a meeting, even when your voice shakes. The decision to go for the opportunity, even when your mind lists all the reasons you might fail. The decision to start before you feel ready. Each of these moments matters, because confidence is not a destination you suddenly arrive at. It's something you build brick by brick through action, and every brick you lay reinforces the truth: you are capable. You can trust yourself, you can handle whatever comes next. The beautiful thing is that this power has always been in your hands. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you you're good enough. You don't need to wait for the stars to align. You can start where you are, with what you have right now. The life you want is not built on massive, dramatic changes overnight. It's built on small, courageous decisions made every single day. And the more you choose action, the more you create momentum. That momentum becomes unstoppable. It becomes who you are. It becomes the force that carries you forward, no matter what obstacles try to stand in your way. There will be moments when doubt tries to pull you back, when fear whispers that you should stay where it's safe. But remember, Confidence grows through doing. The more you act, the less power fear has over you. The more you act, the more your mind learns that you are someone who moves, someone who dares, someone who creates their own path, and with each act of courage, that inner strength grows. It becomes the fuel that keeps you going when things get hard. It becomes the anchor that grounds you when challenges arise, and it becomes the proof that you can trust yourself, even when uncertainty surrounds you. Every small act of courage is a signal to your mind, I am capable. I can do hard things, I am stronger than my fear, and as those signals build, so does your confidence. It's not about waiting for some magical day when you finally feel ready. It's about realizing that readiness is something you create. You create it by showing up, by trying, by learning, by adjusting, and most of all, by refusing to give up, because every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. This is the truth that too many people never realize. You don't have to have it all figured out to begin. You just have to begin. The path to confidence is built by doing the very things you're scared of. By stepping into the discomfort, by embracing the unknown, and the reward for doing this work is greater than you can imagine. It's not just about feeling more confident. It's about becoming more confident because you've earned it. Because you've proven to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the fear to disappear. Don't wait for someone else to tell you it's your time. Make it your time. Decide today that you will build your confidence one small, brave action at a time. And as you do, you will feel the shift. You will feel the strength rising within you. You will feel the momentum building. And you will realize that you no longer need to wait for confidence. You are creating it with every choice you make. The future you want is waiting, and you are the one who has the power to reach it. One small act at a time, one brave choice at a time, one day at a time. Confidence is a skill, and you are already building it. Every day gives you a new chance to choose who you will become. Every morning you open your eyes, you face a simple question: will I act or will I hold back? That question shapes your life more than talent, luck, or circumstance ever could. Confidence is not something handed down. It's something earned through the decisions you make when no one is watching, when no applause is coming, when it's just you versus the voice that says, stay where it's safe. And every time you choose action, every time you take that small step forward, you silence that voice. You remind yourself that your life is built by what you do, not by what you think about doing. It's easy to believe that confidence comes from massive wins or huge breakthroughs, but the truth is, confidence grows in the quiet, daily moments. The moments when you choose to speak when you want to stay silent. The moments when you choose to try again after failing. The moments when you choose to believe that your effort matters, even when results aren't immediate. These choices are your power. These choices shape the path beneath your feet, and the more you choose courage, the more confidence becomes part of your identity. Not because it was given to you, but because you created it. There is nothing standing between you and the confidence you desire except action. Not fear, not doubt, not insecurity, because fear will always be there. Doubt will always try to creep in. But none of that can stop you if you decide to move forward anyway. That decision is what builds strength. That decision is what builds character. That decision is what builds unshakable confidence, the kind that no one can take from you. Because confidence built through action is real. It's yours, it's earned, and when you've earned it, no setback, no failure, no challenge can break it. Some days will feel harder than others, some moments will test your resolve, but that's where the growth happens. That's where confidence takes root. When you act on the days you don't feel like it, when you push forward through resistance, when you remind yourself that your dreams are worth the discomfort, because they are. Your dreams, your goals, your potential, they all depend on your willingness to act, especially when it's hard, especially when fear is loud, especially when doubt tries to convince you to quit. Those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that separate the life you have from the life you want. You are capable of far more than you believe. The limits you see are not real. They are stories your mind has built, stories fear has whispered, stories shaped by past failures or the opinions of others. But you can write new stories, and you do it through action, through showing up, trying, learning, and trying again. That is the path to confidence. That is how you become the person you know deep down you are meant to be. Not by waiting for permission, not by waiting for fear to leave, but by choosing every day to take one more step, one more risk, one more act of courage, and as you keep going, something powerful happens. The small steps add up, the tiny wins build momentum, what once felt impossible begins to feel natural, what once scared you starts to excite you, because you've changed, not by accident, not by luck, but by choice, by action, by refusing to let fear write your story, by deciding that confidence is something you will build one brave moment at a time, and that decision, that commitment, is the difference between a life of regret and a life of fulfillment. So let today be the day you stop waiting. Let today be the day you stop doubting. Let today be the day you decide that you are done holding yourself back. Because the truth is, confidence is not waiting for you somewhere out there. It's waiting inside you, ready to grow with every action you take. And the more you act, the stronger it becomes, the stronger you become. The life you want is not built on what you dream about doing. It's built on what you do, and you have everything you need to start right now. No more hesitation, no more waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is the moment you choose it to be. The perfect time is now.